Ladies and gentlemen, the Richland 1 Employee Choir.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street, not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize that there are some with no home, without a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
I'm starting with the man
In the mirror, oh yeah,
I'm asking him to change his ways.
gotta change.
No message could have been any clearer.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. 'Cause when you close
You
your heart, then
can't
you
close your mind. That man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways.
Gotta change.
No message could have been any clearer.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Na 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 na. Oh yeah. Na 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 na.
I'm gonna make a change. It's gonna feel real good. Come on. Just lift yourself, you know. Yourself.
Make that change.
Gotta make that change, that change. You got to not let yourself, brother.
Yeah.
You got to
Make that change.
gotta make that change, that change. You love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. Change.
Give it up for the Richland 1 Employee Choir. Wow. What a way to start a program, right? All right. So our employee choir includes classified and certified staff from schools and departments throughout the district. And this year's choir is one of our largest. The employee choir is directed by Mr. Walter Graham, the district's visual and performing arts coordinator. Let's give it up. And the featured soloist for that fantastic performance was Miss Hannah McKenzie, who is the choral director right here at Dreher High School. Team 1, good morning. Team 1, good morning. Welcome to our 2024 Back-to-School Convocation. Our annual Back-to-School Convocation serves as the official kickoff of the new school year for Richland 1 employees. Our teachers returned to work this morning. Let's hear it for our teachers. And 1 week from today, we will welcome back our students. And we can't wait for that. At this time, I'll ask you to please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Dreher High School NJROTC Color Guard. NJROTC Area 6 is responsible for 35 NJROTC programs in North Carolina and South Carolina. The Dreher NJROTC was selected as the #1 most improved unit in Area 6 and recognized as a distinguished unit, identified as one of the top 10 NJROTC programs in Area 6. Our Color Guard members this morning are cadets Gracie Robertson, Courtney Jolly, London Taylor, and Jose Garcia. Leading the Pledge of Allegiance is Cadet Ruby Bachnight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. And let's give another round of applause to our cadets. I also want to thank NJROTC instructors Chief James Harris and Commander Dennis Shelton. Let's give them a hand as well. Our back-to-school hashtag is R1BackToSchool. Most Richland 1 employees will watch the convocation from their respective work sites. School and department staff are asked to use that back-to-school hashtag when they post greetings from their sites during the convocation on social media. And I'll shout out as many as possible during the program, which is being live streamed on our website. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of our distinguished audience members. First, the members of the Richland 1 Board of School Commissioners, and I'll ask them to stand and give us a wave as I call their names. Our chairman, Dr. Aaron Bishop. Ms. Angela Clyburn, vice chairwoman. Mr. Robert Laminack, secretary treasurer. Mr. Jamie L. Devine, parliamentarian. He's in the back there. Mrs. Cheryl Harris. Ms. Tamika Myers. And Mrs. Barbara Weston. Also want to recognize our superintendent, Dr. Craig Witherspoon, and members of the superintendent's cabinet. Will you please stand and let us recognize you? We're also proud to have with us this morning a member of the Richland One Hall of Fame, Ms. Regina Brown. If any other Hall of Fame members are here, would you please stand? We don't want to miss anyone. We also have several other guests with us that are our community supporters and partners, and I'll ask them to stand as a group. Community partners, we have lots of our former principals for a day. Other community partners, will you please stand? We have any other local elected officials here? Would you stand? I also want to recognize Police Chief Skip Holbrook. Would you stand, please? Thank you so much. So as I mentioned earlier, most Richland One employees will watch the convocation from their respective work sites, but we are happy to have our Employees of the Year in the audience, and I'll ask them to stand and be recognized. First, Mr. Joseph Bell from Pine Grove Elementary School, who is our 2024-2025 Teacher of the Year. Also, Mr. Mark Davis from Harrell Hill Elementary School, our Classified Employee of the Year. And Ms. Julia Turner from A.C. Moore Elementary School, our Induction Teacher of the Year. Also a member of the Employee Choir. We also have some of our Teachers of the Year and Classified Employees of the Year from several of our schools and departments with us. Would you please stand or make some noise so we can see you and hear you? Thank you so much. So each year during our Back-to-School Convocation, we feature our faculty jazz band. The band includes several Richland One band directors, as well as Dr. Witherspoon, who is a former band director and instrumental music teacher. We are pleased to have two of our retired band directors back again with us this year to perform with the faculty jazz band, Mr. Willie Lyles and Mr. Myron Thomas. We also have two recent Dreher grads joining the band again, Peyton Hagan and Ben Eidson. So now performing Riverfront Strut. Give it up for the Richland One Faculty Jazz Band. And as I get my mic on, Faculty Jazz Band and Dr. Witherspoon. Always a treat for us at the convocation. I'd like to mention that the Faculty Jazz Band is coordinated by Mr. Darryl Bird from Creighton Middle School. Mr. Bird is the district's lead band teacher. I want to thank him and all of the Faculty Jazz Band members for their participation once again this year. So at this time, we'll ask Board Chairman Dr. Aaron Bishop to come up to bring greetings to everyone on behalf of the board. Please welcome him.
Good morning. First, let me say welcome back, and then also let me say welcome aboard. As a board here in Richland 1, I believe I can speak on behalf of all of my colleagues that we are excited that we are embarking on another year in Richland School District 1. And one of the things that I want people to take away from today is that we are no longer looking in a rear view perspective. Last year was last year. This is a windshield perspective, which means we have a brighter view and a broader view of what we can become this year. So I acknowledge all of my board members, and I want to tell each of my board members I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate what you bring to the board. And let's continue to be the board that this district deserves. Thank you. As I said, we're filled with excitement because we see so many people coming back as we have retained talent, and we're so glad to recruit talent. So thank you as you are coming off of your state of relaxation, your state of reflection, and most of all, as we are here to serve all of our children, let's understand that when we do level set our district, there may be times when we need to reassign, or we need to put people in a place that we can make sure all children can listen and learn from the best. So let's continue to remember our reason, because your reason is your why. It's the biggest reason for your purpose here. We are Richland 1. We are a leader at transforming lives through education. So when we say Team 1, we mean one team. See, that concept makes all of us understand a principle called shared responsibility. Shared responsibility means that James Baldwin's words really are relevant. James Baldwin said this: everything now we must assume is in our hands. We have no right to assume otherwise. And Dr. King said it this way: we're now faced with the fierce urgency that tomorrow is today. So as you're here and you're excited about what we can become this year, it starts today. It starts with us, and it starts with what we can do together. Because togetherness means that we need to do two things: trust and inspire. Trust and inspire. When we trust each other, we can communicate with each other. When we inspire each other, we can serve each other. That's the hallmark and the building blocks of every great team. No trust, no team. No inspire, and the team doesn't win. So this year, let's do that. Let's be a team that we've never seen before. Let's be the best team we could possibly be in this year. Because I always tell people, teamwork makes the dream work. But it's good teamwork. Because there's a such thing called bad teamwork. But if we do it together, it can be good teamwork. So how do we define teamwork? That's the first thing. You got to define it. Which means you got to be a part of the solution more than being part of the problem. We'll have challenges, but I believe we'll have successes. It's a shared responsibility when we all pull in the same direction. So define it. Everybody say define it. Then teach it. That's right. Next week, when these children come back, after we've been together for a week, several days, let's teach teamwork. Not only define it, but what? Teach it. And then we have to practice it. You show me a team that doesn't practice, I'll show you a team that's looking to lose. Richland 1 will not lose this year. Richland 1 will not lose this year. I'm not saying we ever lost, but I know we will give our best effort, because if we define it, teach it, and practice it, we have to measure it. We have to measure it, and we will measure ourselves. Because as the songwriter says, if you want to be the change, take a look at yourself and make that change. Be the better part of who we are. Be the better part of who we are. Because the last thing, after we define it, we teach it, we practice it, we measure it, then let's model it. Model it. Just like you're going to model those beautiful shirts. And nobody models better than those guys in the back with the lime green tops and the black bottom. Now that's uniformity. Y'all see that? That's what Richland 1 should look like. Model it. Show it off. Let people know that we are Richland 1, a leader at transforming lives through education. God bless you. My prayer and thoughts are with you, but most of all, I give my leadership, and our board is here to support and hear you, because we do hear you. We are listening, we are looking, but most of all, we are leading. Take care.
Let's give our Board of School Commissioners a big round of applause. Of course, they do many things in support of all the students and staff in Richland 1, and staff should be very appreciative. You know what I'm talking about. Let's hear it again. Okay, so as I said, most employees are watching or will watch this afternoon. Some are watching the live stream this morning from their sites. Over at Eau Claire High School, Eau Claire High School students, staff says they're excited about all that this year will bring in the home of the mighty Shamrocks. So go Shamrocks. So as I said earlier, 1 week from today, we will all get to welcome our 22,000 amazing students back to school. Those book bags will be packed, buses will be rolling, pencils will be sharpened for what promises to be another successful school year for Team 1. So let's take a look at some of the sights and sounds that we will see and hear when school begins on August 8th. round of applause for two of my team members, Crystal Burgess and Rich Owensby, for producing that high-energy video ready to get us ready for school. Give them a hand. So every great team has to have a great coach, right? Right? All right, and we are fortunate to have a great coach for Team 1. Let's welcome Dr. Craig Witherspoon, our superintendent and head coach.
Good morning. Good morning. Principal Copeland, these are for you. It is always exciting to start a school year. We talk about that anticipation, that excitement, that what can be, what will be. And this is no exception as we start this 24-25 school year. Before I move on, let's give this outstanding jazz band another round of applause. Let's give our choir another round of applause. Let's give our security team another round of applause. Let's give all of us another round of applause. And I can tell this year we're fired up. We're ready to go. I reflect a couple of weeks ago, we had our New to One event over at Keenan High School. 300 and some new folks that are coming to join us this year. And the smiles this year, Dr. Williams, I think they were a little brighter. The handshakes, they were just a little firmer this year. The hugs were just a little tighter. You would have thought they weren't new to one. They've been in one. Even had a couple folks come to me and say, we were here, I was here, I left, but I'm back. And she said, take care of me now. And I said, no problem. We will take care of you. But it was an exciting time to welcome new folks to this outstanding team. Let me say it again, this outstanding team. Because each year, again, we get to begin again, we get to reflect, we get to reassess. We do get to do those in that RE, we were an education organization, so you have to, what is that prefix? What does that mean, to do again? So as Chairman Bishop said, we do have to continuously look in our front window. But in order to know where you want to go, how are you going to get there? Are we doing the right things? How do we improve? We do have to again. We do need to recharge. The band, the choir, we need to rehearse. We need to do those things that take us from point A to point B, to reflect, to rewind, so that we can move forward. So this is why this gathering today, virtually in here, is so important. So we can level set. So I appreciate the time as we gear up for this year, because there's a lot going on and the stakes are really high as we move forward. Next slide, please. When I talk about this year, and I did this with our new teachers, try out different themes, and we've stuck with Team One team, because that is a winning concept. And I say to this group of folks all the time, collectively in this district, we're smarter and brighter than any one individual in this district. So we value team. We value each and every one that is a part of us. So when I thought about what to talk about this year, and again, we could have put the slides, we moved from here to here, we did this, we did that, and all that, and there's time for that. But what struck me this year I wanted to talk about is, how do we show up? And what does showing up mean? And I said to the new staff, again, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to thank them first off because they showed up. They had other places they could be, other things they could be doing. But not only did they decide to show up, they decided to show up as a part of Team One. And I want to say to each and every one of you, thank you, because you showed up today. Now, some of our folks that were doing summer SOAR and camps and PD and all of those things and tweaking curriculum, you never stopped showing up. And we appreciate that. But you decided to show up and be a part of this team. Now, how do we show up? How do we get in that right framework, that right frame of mind to be there? So in the morning when we wake up, before our feet even hit the ground, there's a lot of things that go on in our heads, right? For example, today or today. I'm ready for what is going to occur, what's going to happen. I'm excited about what a possibility can be. Or not today. All of that goes on in our minds before our feet even hit the ground. Now, if you're like me, before my feet hit the ground, I'm like, okay, where's the coffee? But all of those things that happen that lead up to us showing up. Some of us do those affirmations and meditations and all of those things that we do. But all of that impacts how we show up. Now, there's a quote, a saying that says 80% of success is doing what? Just showing up. Because it's hard to be on a team, win on a team, to practice, to do those things if we don't show up. But the question is, how do we show up? We talk about positive mindsets and growth mindset and fixed mindset. We talk about glass half empty, glass half full. We think and we talk about what can we bring to the table. We think about what kind of impact that we can make in terms of what we do. And I will say to you, each and every one of you makes a tremendous impact to this organization. So when you wake up in the morning, when you're thinking about, okay, do I do this? Do I do that? What do I put on? All of those things. Just know that there are 22,000 reasons for each of us to show up. And not only show up, but show out. And what I would also offer to you is, when we're having those conversations, what we exude, what we give off, sometimes can be what we include. You get what I'm saying? What's inside does what? It comes out. So again, how do we show up? And I would offer to you, folks know what's inside because of what comes out. So let's always keep that in mind as we're showing up for these 22,000 students that we have. And something special about this year. When we've had our different departments have their back-to-school events and gearing up for PD and all those types of things, it was a little different this year. It was a little different. In terms of direction, in terms of how we're working together, how we're taking these opportunities and turning them into something meaningful. So I would say continue to show up for each other. Continue to show up for our kids, our family, and for this community. And whether or not we're just day back and kicking things off, no one has said thank you, guess what? Thank you. Because you showed up today. And you'll show up a week from today for our young folks. And as one of our principals said yesterday, oh yeah, they're ready for us. And I said, well, you guess what? We're going to be ready for them too. So we're excited about this year. We're excited about what we do. And we're excited that we are a team in order to get it done. So again, if we go back to some of the self-talk and things that we do to get ready, I'll let you in on a little secret. And this is not FDA approved, and it doesn't, what's the saying? It doesn't treat, cure, or diagnose anything and all of that. But as you show up, you can be 25% happier if we do one thing: gratitude. Because that impacts how we show up as well. That appreciation. I have a department that works together, that seeks to problem solve and move forward. Our third grade team is committed to moving our students forward. U.S. history this year, we're going to knock it out of the park. Yep. Some of this has been shared. And in that, we find some gratitude. And gratitude is one of those things that's contagious. When we show that appreciation for each other, for sometimes what we go through, what we experience, again, I saw this, 25% happier or appreciative of going through that. I tell principals all the time, the work is not avoiding the bumps in the road. The work is dealing with the bumps in the road and coming out on the other side better. So it doesn't make you frustrated and stressed and pulling your hair out because of, but it makes you feel just a little bit better that we're in a better place because of. That we can stretch a little further because of. That we've been through some things and we're still here. So when those days get a little stressful and what's going on, did I make the right decision? Put the feet on the ground that morning? Somebody is waiting on that smile that you have. Somebody is waiting on that kind word. Somebody is waiting for, hey, you did a little better today. And let's see what tomorrow will bring. So gratitude is contagious. There's a line out of a movie that talks about someone asking for patience and kindness and, family to be closer, all of those things. And the thought was, when you ask for those things, it's just given to you. But the clip kind of alluded to, if you want patience, maybe sometimes we're put in situations that we have to show some patience. If we want collegiality on the team, if we want certain things, it might not just happen, but we're given opportunities to be collegial. Johnny just gets on my last nerve. And teachers, we all know this. When Johnny graduates and moves on to the next grade level, there's always another Johnny. But if you're having that self-talk in the morning and Lord, I got to go see Johnny today. And Johnny's one of those kids that are never absent. Doesn't matter. Rain, snow, Johnny's there looking at you. But what if we looked at that another way? Johnny needs us. So give me an opportunity that let me see where Johnny is so I can better deal with Johnny. And students like Johnny, believe it or not, they hang on our actions, they hang on our words. And maybe that's the one thing Johnny can count on coming to school the next day. We were with Sheriff Lott with principals yesterday morning, and Sheriff Lott and I talk all the time, Chief Holbrook as well, and some of our other community agencies and partners. And he asked a group of administrators yesterday, how many of us in the room over at Hayward sometimes have to sleep in the bathtub? And we all looked at each other and scratched our heads and no. Well, some of our kids do. And why do they have to do that? That's a safe place. So when they come and see us in the morning and Johnny's there, Johnny needs you, needs us, needs our family engagement specialists, need our counselors, need our social workers. And all that this team has to offer. So going back to that gratitude piece, and again, how do we use that information to make us better at what we do so we can put a smile on someone's face? And that's a day worthwhile, a month worthwhile. Same with our parents, because they can be just as frustrated. What's going on with Miss Johnson? And that goes on. So how do we do that? And that brings us, again, 25% more happiness. And I would do the converse on that. That brings us 25% of less stress. And more of a focus on what we do. So again, thank you in advance for what you do in that regard. So as we enter this year, we're going to claim this year as awesomeness. Would you say that with me? Awesomeness. Because in our hands, collectively, we had a visual of this, is a hand with a tiny tree growing out of it. Representing again 22,000 reasons to do what we do. So whether you're in finance, building services, anything in between, you have a hand in that. When we graduate our kids, you have a hand in that. When they go off to college and do great things and come back and perform with the faculty choir, you had a hand in that. When they passed that third grade reading, moved forward, you had a hand in that. And there's power in that. There's power in what we do, what we say, and how we act. And we continue to do that each and every day. So we look for great things this year from each and every one of you. We look forward to working as a team. We look forward to bringing our best for the kids that we serve. And before I close, we've got a little short clip I wanted to show to you that, again, speaks to showing up, speaks to gratitude, but more importantly, it speaks to thank you.
Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. That's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours.
Thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for a great 2024-25 school year. Let's go out and let's do great things. Thank you all.
And thank Dr. Witherspoon for all that he does for us as superintendent. So Richland 1, are you ready to show up and show out? Are you ready to show up and show out? All right. So I'd like to note that today's convocation will be posted on R1 TV On Demand on our website as well as our YouTube channel. And it will also air on Richland 1 TV on Spectrum Cable Channel 1303. So as the choir moves into place to close out our program with another fantastic performance, I want to thank all of our program participants. Let's give them a round of applause. We also want to give a shout out to all of our colleagues throughout the district who are watching the live stream this morning or who will be watching this afternoon. So let's give them a shout out and a big hand. And of course, we are here at Dreher High School this morning, and I certainly want to thank Principal Dr. Joe Eberlin and his staff. Dr. Eberlin's in the back, will give us a wave. Thank them for hosting us this morning. I also want to acknowledge and thank Mr. Kerry Abel, who is the district's Dropout Prevention and Mentoring Services Coordinator, but he's also our employee choir coordinator. Let's thank him. And Dr. Witherspoon did some thank yous as well. I also want to extend my appreciation not just to my team, but also to the IT, Theater Services, and Security and Emergency Services team, as well as our Movement Services team for their support of the convocation. Let's give them a hand. Okay, so let's see. We've been here just under an hour, so that's a little while to be sitting. So what I want you to do at this time is stand up. Get on your feet. That's everybody. If you are able, get on your feet. Walter's a little more direct. Get up. Okay. So we are fired up and ready to go. We've heard from Dr. Witherspoon. The choir's got us going, and they'll keep us going in a minute. We've heard from that great faculty jazz band and our board chairman. So are you ready for the new school year to begin? Yes. That's a little weak. Yeah, Walter. All right, are you ready for the new school year to begin? All right. So are you happy about the start of the new school year? All right, just in case you aren't, you will be after this performance from the employee choir of Happy, featuring soloist Bobby Kraft, the Richland 1 Employee Choir.
Bring me down to nothing too high. Bring me down to nothing. Bring me down. My love is too high. Bring me down to nothing. Bring me down. My level's too high. Bring me down to nothing. Bring me down. My level's too high. Bring me down to nothing. Bring me down. I said.